In every corner of the world, universities claim to hold the keys to knowledge, promising enlightenment, opportunity, and truth. Students walk through those gates with hope, convinced they will find answers hidden in books, lectures, and theories. But what if those answers were never meant to be given, and the truth you seek has been carefully sealed away? The lecture halls echo with polished speeches, textbooks filled with carefully selected facts. Yet the deeper, uncomfortable realities of the world are absent. You are trained to memorize, to conform, to regurgitate information, but never to question who chose that information and why others were erased. Behind the curriculum lies a filter, invisible yet decisive. What reaches you is not the whole truth, but the curated fragments of a larger story. What remains hidden is often what would shake the very foundations of power, control, and obedience. Students are conditioned to accept that their education is the ultimate path to success. Yet success itself has been redefined. Not freedom of thought, not independence of mind, but compliance with the system that benefits from your silence. The truth becomes the first casualty of this design. Every university is built not just of stone and glass, but of invisible walls. These walls are formed by ideologies, sponsors, political interests, and historical manipulations. You are told this is knowledge, but in reality, you are receiving a script, crafted not to awaken you, but to keep you asleep. There are truths so disruptive that no institution could survive their exposure. Truths about history rewritten to favor victors, about science shaped by corporations, about freedom limited by hidden agreements. These are not mistakes of omission. They are deliberate acts of silence. The professors who stand before you may not even realize their role in this machinery. Many are victims themselves, products of the very system they now perpetuate. They repeat what they were taught, unable or unwilling to question the boundaries imposed on their own education. And so, generation after generation, the cycle continues. Minds are sharpened for careers, not for truth. Curiosity is rewarded only if it fits the narrative, and the brave few who attempt to look beyond find themselves silenced, ridiculed, or cast out. But ask yourself, why are some books banned? Why do certain topics never appear on your syllabus? Why are dissenting voices labeled as dangerous, conspiratorial, or irrelevant? The answer is not about education, it is about control. Knowledge is power. To control knowledge is to control power. And the greatest trick the system has played is convincing you that you are free, when in reality, you are being carefully guided to think only what is safe. Universities produce graduates but rarely free thinkers. They create specialists but seldom visionaries. And while diplomas decorate walls, the truth remains hidden in shadows, untouched, unspoken, and unacknowledged. Imagine, for a moment, if the forbidden truths were unveiled. If you were told the entire history of manipulation, the mechanisms of influence, the real forces pulling the strings of nations, would the system survive such exposure? Or would it crumble under the weight of revelation? This is why the silence exists. This is why the curriculum is incomplete. It is not ignorance, it is design. A design meant to protect those who benefit from your blindness. You are not meant to ask these questions. You are not meant to search outside the walls. And yet, some of you will. Some of you already feel that itch, that suspicion that what you've been taught is not enough. That suspicion is the first step toward freedom. The truth no university will ever teach you is that knowledge is not neutral. It has been shaped, trimmed, and packaged for you. And until you look beyond the classroom, beyond the textbook, you will never see the world as it truly is. The forbidden truths whisper to those who are willing to hear, but they demand courage. Because once you see them, you cannot go back to the comforting illusion of the classroom. You must decide whether to remain asleep or to awaken to a reality few dare to face. This is where the journey begins. Not in the lecture hall, not in the library, but in the shadows where truth has been hidden. And if you dare to seek it, you may uncover the knowledge that no university will ever grant you, because it was never meant for you to find. The silence of universities is not accidental. Every missing truth, every forbidden book, every erased name has a purpose. It forms a map of absence, guiding you away from the real knowledge that could transform your perception of the world. This silence is a prison disguised as enlightenment. Look closely at the curriculum, and you'll see the outline of the cage. History is cut into fragments, told only through the lens of victors. Science bends where funding dictates. Philosophy is reduced to safe abstractions, far from the dangerous conclusions it might reach if left unrestrained. The knowledge withheld is the knowledge that threatens authority. You are taught to ask questions, but only within the boundaries of what is permitted. Step too far beyond, and the system reacts. It ridicules, isolates, and marginalizes. This is not education, it is containment. What is never spoken aloud is that truth is not profitable. Ignorance fuels industries. Confusion maintains control. If students were armed with unfiltered truths, entire systems of power would collapse. That collapse would mean freedom for you, but chaos for those who rule. Universities present themselves as temples of free thought. Yet their foundations rest upon sponsors, governments, and corporations. These entities decide what is studied, what is discovered, and what is never mentioned. Knowledge becomes currency, traded in secret rooms while students remain unaware. The professors, whether knowingly or not, act as gatekeepers. Their authority is borrowed, their expertise confined. They are experts in their field, yes, but only in the parts of the field that are permitted to exist. Beyond that boundary lies silence and danger. Consider the way dissent is treated. A student who dares to challenge the narrative is labeled rebellious, dangerous, even delusional. Their questions are dismissed, their ideas mocked. The system knows that ridicule is a weapon sharper than any sword. The truth that no university will ever teach you is that education is not about discovery. It is about conditioning. You are not trained to see, but to obey. The system does not need free thinkers. It needs compliant workers, efficient tools, and silent citizens. Every diploma handed out is a seal of obedience, proof that you accepted the script. But what lies beyond the certificate, beyond the degree, is the uncharted territory of truth. Few dare to step into it because it demands courage, risk, and defiance. Ask yourself, why is independent thought so dangerous? Why does the system fear those who refuse to accept the packaged truths? The answer is simple. A free mind cannot be controlled, and control is the very lifeblood of the world's hidden rulers. The forbidden knowledge whispers from the margins. It lingers in forgotten books, in suppressed research, in voices silenced by ridicule. Those who seek it must learn to read between the lines, to question every certainty, to distrust the comfort of consensus. To awaken is not an easy task. It means confronting the lies you were taught to believe. It means dismantling the illusions you once held dear. And it means accepting a truth so vast, so unsettling, that it changes the way you see everything. The silence of universities is a shield. It protects not you, but the system. For if the shield were broken, if the truth came flooding through, students would no longer serve the purposes of their rulers. They would demand a new world, one built on freedom, not obedience. This is the knowledge they fear, that the system is fragile, that power survives only through deception. The truth is not lost, it is hidden, and those who find it become a threat to the very order universities were built to maintain. But once you glimpse it, you cannot turn away. The lies no longer satisfy, the lectures no longer convince. You begin to see the patterns, the omissions, the manipulations. You realize you have been kept in the dark, not by chance, but by design. And here lies the decision. Remain comfortable in ignorance, or step into the dangerous freedom of truth. Universities will never guide you there. The system will never open that door. But you hold the key if you dare to use it. This is the truth no institution will hand you. Freedom is not given, it is taken. Knowledge is not delivered, it is hunted. And the most dangerous act you can commit is to question everything. Now, as you listen, you know the silence has meaning. It is not emptiness, it is a warning. The truth is close, but only for those who refuse to be silent any longer. If you have reached this point, you are no longer just a listener. You are a seeker. And seekers change the world, because they see what others are forbidden to see. This channel exists to reveal the shadows that others hide. Here, no truth is too dangerous, no question too forbidden. And if you want to continue this journey into the knowledge they never wanted you to uncover, you must take the next step. Subscribe now and step beyond the walls of silence. Each video brings you closer to the truths that universities, governments, and systems of power have tried to erase. This is not just information, it is the beginning of liberation. Don't let them keep you asleep. Don't let the forbidden truths remain buried. Click subscribe and join the circle of those who dare to know what others fear. The truth is waiting, but only for those who choose to seek it.